Getting all around my room, my world's so bright, it's hard to breathe, but that's alright. Hush.
What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another video here on the What a Juice channel, and welcome back to another episode of the New England Patriots 10-year rebuild here on Madden 24. That is right, we are at episode number 8, year number 8, and we are coming off of the greatest streak we've had in a long time in terms of me winning championships on this channel, that's for sure. A three-peat of titles has arrived in New England. It feels good to have the dynasty back to full strength. Drake May has now established himself as the second best quarterback in New England Patriot history. I keep saying this entire series, it's going to be very difficult for him to surpass what Tom Brady has done. Now, Drake May is starting to inch a little bit closer every single season. He's got an MVP, or at least one. He might have two, actually. He's got at least an MVP. He's got 3 titles. He's got a lot of passing yards so far. He's got a lot of touchdowns. So, I mean, he is getting up there. Obviously, it's going to take him a lot longer to get to where Tom Brady is. And he certainly will not surpass Tom Brady by the end of this series unless we win every single championship remaining, which is 3. There's 3 titles remaining because there's 3 episodes remaining. 8, 9, and 10 are all that's left in this series. And if we win 3, that would be a total of 6 titles in a single 10-year rebuild series. And that is as many as Tom Brady had with the New England Patriots. So that would at least put Drake May on the same category, the same level as Tom Brady. Now, how many MVPs will Drake May win? I don't know. How many passing yards will he have? How many touchdowns? Like, all this stuff is still up in the air because we still got a lot of seasons to be simulated. So, for right now, Drake May is inching his way closer. He certainly cemented himself as the second greatest quarterback of all time in New England Patriot history. That's a pretty easy bar to clear. He pretty much did that when he won his first title here because that instantly made him better than Drew Bledsoe. It instantly made him better than Mac Jones. It instantly made him better than Brian Hoyer or whoever. Name your Patriot quarterback from the past 20 years that wasn't Tom Brady. And Drake May's past them. So let's see how far he can go. I hope he can go even further, but we'll have to wait and see. If you guys are excited, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, join the Juice Club. We got NCAA content coming out very, very soon. Cannot wait for that. If you're excited for the college football content to come out, and I'm going to be loading up a ton of college football content when it comes out on the 16th, hit that subscribe button. Let's get that subscriber-not subscriber ratio a little bit closer together because you do not want to miss the content that I've got cooking up here in this crazy brain of mine for NCAA or for EA Sports College Football 25, I guess. So make sure you hit that subscribe button. Make sure you have those notifications turned on so you can get notified. Well, I mean, I upload the same time every single day, but during college football, the first couple weeks of college football season, there could be multiple uploads, which means you'll never know when I go up. So if you want to be steady, you want to be ready to go, subscribe, notifications, like button, kiss on the cheek, whatever you want, make sure you're ready. But without further ado, it's time to make sure that Drake May is the GOAT. So let's get into it. Season 8, Episode 8. Hit that like button, subscribe. Let's do this. The team is pretty much ready to go. There's not really much we have to do at this point because we have built this team to a point that is just unstoppable. I mean, we've got an official 99 overall, Drake May, 28 years old. He's just the GOAT. He is just the GOAT right now. He's got all these passing yards. He's got all these touchdowns. He's got a ton of everything. All of his awards. He's got don't look at the undrafted thing. He's got MVPs. He does have back-to-back MVPs. So I wasn't sure if he got the second one, but he does have 2 MVPs. He's got Offensive Player of the Year. He's got Best Quarterback. He's obviously got Super Bowls. Drake May is racking up a pretty impressive resume. We got a good running back in Kevin Callahan. We've got a great receiving core. 4 really good guys that I like, and then a couple decent ones in the back with Coakley and Baker. Offensive line's pretty solid, and we got some nice backups to be ready in the end. We got Brock Bowers, who I like. He's a 97 overall. And then the defense is probably the coup de grace. I mean, look at this. You've got Corbett and Gore, who are a nice, dominant 1-2 punch at middle linebacker. You've got Marte Mapu, who's a stud. You've got Daxton Hill. You've got one of the better corners in all of football with Christian Gonzalez. I mean, this cornerback room is so deep, it's crazy. And then you've got a great defensive line. Like, this whole team is just stud on top of 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 stud. It just keeps going for infinity. That's how crazy talented this team is. Now, we'll be able to keep that talent. That remains to be seen. Who knows how much cap space we'll have in the coming episodes. In this episode, who knows? But let's get through the halfway point of the year. Actually, you know what? At this point, we're not going to go to the halfway point of the year. We don't need to worry about scouting at this point. All we need to focus on is the draft. So we're just going to skip all the way to the end of the season, see how this Patriots team does. I'm assuming we're going to be good again. The year is wrapped up, and we were the number 1 seed in the AFC conference. I know it might not seem like that with only 12 wins, but I guess the rest of the AFC wasn't that great. The Bills, you can see, were right there with us, and so were the Jets, to be fair. Pretty tough division, but we came out on top in the division and in the conference as the number 1 seed. And it looks like, oh my God, Drake May. He heard me talking about him becoming the GOAT. He put up 5,000 yards, which is way better than any other quarterback in the league. He also had a 76% completion percentage. Keon Coleman had 1,700 yards. Oh my God, this team is nuts. 5,000 yards and 44 touchdowns to just 4 interceptions, along with 76. Yeah, that's a three-peat at MVP. I'd say that I'd pretty much bet my entire soul to the devil that's the third straight MVP for Drake May. I mean, that is ridiculous numbers. Kevin Callahan did his job. He didn't need to. This is a passing offense. He didn't need to run the football that much. But when he did a good job. And then we got, oh my good God, Keon Coleman, 1,700 yards and 18 touchdowns. That's got to be Offensive Player of the Year. Absolutely. Romeo Doubs was right there with him with 1,100 yards and 12 touchdowns, and then Douglas had 900. So, I mean, Drake May, when you got 5,000 yards, you're going to be spreading the football a lot. So, a lot of guys getting in on the wealth, and it seems like Keon Coleman was the favorite target. Defensively, Zach Gore, baby. Oh, this duo is just so good, man. They're so good. 126 tackles for Gore. And then 112 for Corbett, 91 for Turner. Mapu had 84. Gonzalez had 79. Shaden Elliott had 10. Michael Gibbons with 9 tackles for loss. Newton had 8. So did Barmore. Sack leader was Gibbons with 9.5. The thing about I think are we in the Dallas playbook on defense too? I don't remember. I think we're still in Patriot playbook. Whatever it is, it doesn't give a lot of sacks and interceptions. That is one thing that I've realized. Whatever playbook we're in. I think we're still in Patriot playbook. Mapu had a couple interceptions. A couple guys had 1. Let me check real quick. I know we're in Dallas's offense, and that's really what's been catapulting us to being so good. But what is the page? Okay, we're still in New England's defense. That's one thing maybe we do change for the last couple episodes. But, I mean, why mess with a good thing? We won 3 straight titles, and now we're going for a 4th one in this playoff run. So why change a good thing? Why break something that's not broken? Or why fix something? You know what I mean. Oh my God, we barely beat the Browns by a singular point. I would have been very upset if our dominant season with Drake May and Keon Coleman went down in the first round of the Browns. But we do sneak by. I'm assuming it must have been some sort of like game-winning field goal or something. I don't know what it might have been, but maybe it was a late touchdown, game-winning touchdown. Who knows? But we win. It doesn't matter how it happened as long as it happened. So now we take on the Jags, who had a pretty good season from Trevor Lawrence, but he's not a true 99. We have a true 99 at quarterback, and we are going to jump in and take on the Jacksonville Jaguars. Let's go see if we can make it to our 4th straight Super Bowl. Oh, it's a beautiful day in Foxborough. The snow is coming down. This is how you know it's playoff football in the NFL. Snow on the field, and the Patriots thrive. The Jacksonville Jaguars, they're living in Florida. They're not ready for the snow and the cold weather that Foxborough brings. So I would assume they're not going to be able to perform up to their standards. 21-7. This is the best case scenario for us. All 24-7. 24-14 after a touchdown by Jacksonville. And we put up another one. It's over. They couldn't handle the cold. They could not handle the cold. And the New England Patriots will go to their 4th straight Super Bowl in this series. If we win this Super Bowl, that would be the most championships I've ever won in a singular 10-year rebuild series. I think we tied, this is past episode number 7, when we won our 3rd. I think that was the tie for the most I've ever won in a 10-year rebuild series. If we win our 4th, I'm pretty sure that would break it. I'm pretty sure that would be the new record for most Super Bowls won in one of my 10-year rebuild series. And we are taking on a 9-win Cowboys team. Now, they can't be underestimated because it is the Dallas Cowboys at the end of the day. And even though they're 9-8, those playbooks are propelling them to the Super Bowl. So this is still not going to be an easy task, even though they did not have a good year at all. They got here. Somehow, some way, they got here. So they're still dangerous, but I do think we are the clear better team. And I think Super Bowl number 4 is in our future. It is a home game for the Dallas Cowboys in the Super Bowl. And I did not mean to click the play moments thing. That's my bad. Can I jump out of this? Yeah, there we go. Okay, perfect. I didn't mean to click that. I don't want to ruin the team's success. There we go. Touchdown. Like I said in the build up to this game, even though they're a 9-win team, they still made it to the Super Bowl. This Dallas Cowboy playbook is so good. I mean, we're using it too, so obviously we know it's good. They're so talented, and the book is so crazy that they've gotten here, but it looks like they've ran into a buzzsaw that is the dynasty here in Foxborough. 31-17, 31-24, late 4th quarter, but they're fighting back. Maybe they still got some fight in them. Oh, but I think they turned it over at the goal line or some sort in the red zone. I think that might be it, and it is a 4-peat for the New England Patriots. Drake May has established himself. I mean, there's not really much more you can say about Drake May other than he is the guy. The dynasty has been established in stone at this point. 4 titles in a row. And that officially marks the most Super Bowls I've won in a 10-year rebuild period. 4 titles in 8 seasons. That is pretty awesome. And we still have 2 more chances to make it 5 and 6. So I'm hoping that we can do that. And Drake May, man, he's already got 2 MVPs. He's pretty much locked up a 3rd straight one with that season that he had this year. He's probably just won Super Bowl MVP as well. He is quickly racking up the statistics and the accolades that you would want to compare alongside a great like Tom Brady, the GOAT. Do we have Baby GOAT in our presence? I think we might. I think Patrick Mahomes, who? I never heard of that person. That person doesn't even ring a bell. That name, I've never heard that name before in my life. We know Drake May as the next guy. He's the face of the NFL. He's the guy. Everybody hates him, but we love him. He does win MVP. He does win Super Bowl MVP. Brandon Ayuk and TJ Watt. Look at that. Even 8 years in the future, Brandon Ayuk and TJ Watt are still winning Player of the Years. And then Parker Holmes, wide receiver for the Bears, and Michael Richards, defensive lineman for the Lions, are your rookies of the year. But that is a 4-peat in New England. You love to see it, baby. You love to see it. Once we arrived loudly. And Drake May has won 3 out of the 4 Super Bowl MVPs, and he's a 3-time MVP of the league, 3-time defending MVP of the league. My guy is goated. He's too good to be stopped. Like, you can't stop him. At this point, we could just put this on autopilot, and we could win 2 more championships. That's how dominant of a team we are. And that's the goal at the end of the day. That's what you want to build. You want to build a team that cannot be stopped by any means. The only way we could be stopped is if we can't pay our players. Zach Gore comes back. All these guys are not that expensive. That is a good thing to have happen when we don't have a lot of money. A lot of these guys are not that expensive. So what I'm going to try to do is I'm going to try to free up enough money to bring back the crucial guys. We might have to say goodbye to a few guys. which is a little bit upsetting, but hey, that's the price of being dominant. That is the price of being super, super good. So we'll push back Drake May's contract, Christian Gonzalez. Can't do any of these guys, but we can do Brock Bowers. We can do Keon Coleman. I don't even know if this is going to get us anywhere near the money that we need to sign any of the guys, really. I'm going to try my best. I'm going to do everything possible to get at least a couple of those guys back, but we're so in the negative that it might not matter how much money we free up, because it might come back to bite us in the cheeks. We're only at negative 118 million. I mean, I'll keep going. I don't think a lot of these contracts are going to matter too much, but I'll keep going. And I can't even do a lot of these ones. Yeah, these ones aren't even going to matter. That's freeing up $1 million. That's not going to really do much, is it? So let's go check. I doubt that freed up any money whatsoever. We now have a negative 119 million. Yeah, so we're going to have to say goodbye to A.J. Robinson, which really sucks. Why is he not on? Is his rookie deal already over? He wasn't a first-round pick, so that's why he doesn't have an option, a fifth-year player option. But unfortunately, his contract is up, so he's going to have to leave. Daxton Hill is going to have to leave. Randy Mitchell, Marte Mapu. I love Marte Mapu, but I just can't pay him. I can't do it. We don't have the money. We're paying too many people, too much money. So that's a brutal thing. That's going to take a big hit. That's the first major hit that this dynasty has taken in this entire rebuild. But we just couldn't pay. We didn't have any money. I freed up as much money as I could, and it didn't really do anything. So this is the new look squad. It's a good thing we had depth on the offensive line, because Williams jumps in, Onwenu moves over to the left. We've already got a crazy wide receiver core. Nobody was up for contract there. And then on defense, this is where we're going to be really taking the hit, because now we don't have a strong safety. But I might move Jaquez Session over to safety, because he's an 82 at that position. He is an 84 at corner, but he doesn't really get the boost that he needs. He doesn't play as much. He's the number 4 corner. We could also move Sutton over there. He ends up being a 79 at the strong safety position. One of these two guys is going to get moved. We have crazy cornerback depth, so it's not that big of a deal to move one of them. I just don't know which one I want to move over. Who do I want to move over? Do I want to move Session over, or do I want to move Sutton over? You know what? I'll figure it out after the draft, because there could end up being a freak player in the draft that we go for at strong safety, and that's our solution. Nick Bosa's in free agency, A.J. Brown, Josh Allen, Creed Humphrey. There's a lot of good players in this free agency class, but I cannot afford any of them. There's Daxton Hill. He's got one offer. He's coming off of 4 straight titles, so I'm sure he's going to be pretty sought after. But let's get to the draft. Let's get to the draft and figure out what the game plan is. I don't know how many draft picks I have. I don't know. Obviously, I know where we're picking, because we're picking the final pick of the first round. But I don't really know what this draft class looks like. Is there going to be any strong safeties available? We need to get more depth on the offensive line. This is going to be actually a very important draft, because we need to get depth on the offensive line again to replenish what we just lost and the guys that moved up. And we need to get linebacker depth. We need to get a strong safety. Like, there's a lot of stuff that needs to happen in this draft. Will it all happen? No, probably not. But I hope. I need to see what our draft capital looks like, though. So let's just go to the NFL rosters. And we go to draft picks. So we don't have a first-round pick this year. Did I trade it away for? What did I trade it away for? I need to go back and watch these old episodes, because I don't remember what I do. We have our second and our third. We don't have a 4 or a 5. I must have traded it to get another player in the draft previously. I don't remember who that person is, but I must have done that. And now not having a first-round pick is kind of crazy, because I can't trade for a first-round pick unless I trade other draft picks. I don't really want to do that. So, you know what? We're going to have to go into Sherlock Holmes detective mode to try to find the steals of this draft in the second and third rounds. Let's start at strong safety, because this is a position that we absolutely could need, depending on if I want to move one of the corners over there. So if we start with Spencer Blanton, is he good enough or possibly better than what we have at the position? Probably not. He's okay player, but he's probably not better than what we have. What about Cole Shivers? Hardly know her. He's certainly not better than what we have. I don't think that we're going to find a player in the strong safety position that's better than what we have already. Free safeties, probably the same. DeJon Gilbert. I mean, he's okay athletically. He seems to be pretty decent. We might keep an eye on him. He could be a nice little addition. Maybe the replacement for Daxton Hill in the long run. This guy's not as good. What about Anthony Johnson from Tejas? He's got 8 hit power, which is intriguing. Maybe we turn him a strong safety. I don't know. He looked okay. Oh, there's a corner that I like, but I can't get him. Don't even focus on it. It's going to just hurt my feelings because I can't get him. So I don't want to get my hopes up. George Graham. He's going to be a crazy player, though. George Graham looks okay. Nothing too out of the world. What about this guy? I'm not saying that name. You're not catching me saying that name, that's for sure. He looks okay, though. He doesn't look crazy good. But I think I might stay away from him just because of the name, because I am not saying that. That is for sure. Jeremy Freeman. Doesn't look that good. He's got A press, but that's about it. Cordell Allen. Man, not a lot of elite speed guys down the board a little bit. I'm not really sure where I want to go. I probably need to go... This guy, Dom Underwood, ends up being a round 1 to 2 true talent. That's very intriguing. Very, very intriguing. It looks like we did outside linebacker as our focus, which is good to know because we could use outside linebacker. Always. You can always use outside linebackers. Let's see. Offensive line. There's always good centers, right? There's only one, actually, this year. Well, we'll scout him because we need offensive line depth because we just lost a bunch. We'll scout Jonathan Hurley, and I'll go and get one of those corners that I was looking at. Who was the one I was looking at? It was... I looked at George Graham. Did I look at Alex Johnson? I think I did. I'm going to scout him. I want to know a little bit more about him. I'm not going to say his last name, but I am going to scout him regardless. We need to be very efficient with this. Not having a first-round pick is going to be a little bit tricky, but we've been in these waters before. These are not uncommon waters to be put in. We've had situations where not having a first-round pick before. I think even in this series. So that corner does look pretty crazy, though. Let's go to the other corner, the corner that we're interested in, and see just how good he is. So we got him up to... He's a true day 3. So we'll keep an eye on him for round 6, because I think that's the only pick that we have that would be able to get him. What about that center? We got him up to 90%. Sean Alexander, not the running back. He looks very good. Sean Alexander could be our pick that we take in the second round. It's probably where I'm leaning. What was the other guy that I picked to scout? I don't remember. It was... Oh, it was a guard, wasn't it? I'm pretty sure it was a guard. Was it not? Yeah, it was this guy, Jonathan Hurley. Jonathan Hurley also looks pretty good. I'm probably going to take the center over him, but he does look very good. So we'll grab Alexander in the first or in the second round, and then we'll figure out our game plan after that. Let's start drafting. Lions have the number 1 overall pick, then the Chiefs, then the Niners. Wow, 8 years down the line, it's been pretty crazy. Let's simulate all the way to the final pick of the second round. Please be there, Sean Alexander. He is beautiful. Another center on the team. Beautiful. He can probably play a bunch of different positions across the offensive line. Now we have the 3rd round pick. And I don't know which way we're going to go on this one. I doubt that guard is still available. No, he's not available. I didn't think he would be, but I just wanted to check to make sure. Defensive linemen. Outside linebackers. The good thing about having these guys is we already have them pretty much fully scouted, so we can kind of have a boost on if I want to grab somebody here. D'Angelo Dowling could be an interesting piece. He's got good speed, elite acceleration. Also with the B-man coverage, A-zone coverage. I'm going to grab D'Angelo Dowling. 83 speed, 91 excel. Could be a nice little role player. And if he has a good season, he could certainly take a development trade upgrade. Absolutely. And then we'll go all the way to the 6th round, and we'll take that corner if he's available. I would assume that he is, but I can't guarantee. He's gone. Okay, it's probably for the best, because then I wouldn't have to pronounce his name. Or just speak his last name. Okay, that's probably for the best. He's gone. There's no strong safeties available, and there's really nothing else that I want, I don't think, at least. Do I want a physical wide receiver round 2 to 3 that's still in the 6th round? How bad? Oh, my God. Oh my God, there's a reason Devontae Ferguson fell. Why'd you even leave for the draft, buddy? Why'd you enter the draft? You suck. You just wasted everybody's time. Abdul Tull, playmaking wide receiver. This guy's better than you. He's not even that good. That's how bad you suck. You know what? I'm just gonna trade out. Or not trade out, just sim out. Yeah, this guy's not worth it. Let's just sim out. There's nobody here that I want. Maybe there is, I just missed. I don't care. Let's just get out of the draft. Maybe the CPU. The CPU has a tendency of drafting pretty sneaky good players, so who knows? Draft recap. We got a 73 in Sean Alexander. Dowling's a 64. That's too bad. They took a running back 67 overall and a middle linebacker 65 overall. Okay, how good was this class? And how good was that corner? He ends up being an 82. I knew he was going to be so gross, man. He just looks so good. But the rest of the class kind of booty cheeks. But Jerron Hyde looks like a freak. That would have been a guy that I would have been all in for. Absolutely. He looks crazy good. He looks crazy good. And now, I'm really wishing I didn't pass up on Kennard, because I'm realizing he was a strong safety. I'm just remembering that now. So now, losing Mapu, I'm now very upset again that I missed out on freaking Kennard a couple of drafts ago, because he would have been a perfect position, or a perfect person to fill in the hole now. It looks like I am going to move Session over. I think it's the smartest idea. He's got the best opportunity to grow even faster than what the other dude is. So we're just going to move Session to strong safety. At least now he gets to start. He was a top 5 pick. He was in the same class as Givens, and he was a top 5 true talent, and we just kind of stashed him away for this entire time he's been in the league. But now he actually gets to start. He's an 82 overall. He'll do fine. We've got good corner. Actually, we don't have that great cornerback depth because a lot of the guys left now. Uh-oh. All right, we'll have to figure that out the next couple episodes. Well, I thought we had really good cornerback depth, but I think a lot of those corners were in that free agency or that negotiation that we just passed on this episode. So, okay, cornerback room does not look as good as it once did, but I think we are still a championship level team. I guess we'll have to wait and find out for the next episode, episode number 9, season number 9. That's going to be crazy. We are wrapping up this 10-year rebuild. It's getting crazy, but we've won 4 titles, so I'm pretty happy about that. If you enjoyed this episode, leave a like, subscribe to the channel, join the Juice Club. Thank you so much for stopping by and watch. I truly appreciate it, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.